Sommige vrouwen vinden het de mooiste baan van de wereld. Anderen de zwaarste klus van hun leven. Moeder zijn, een leven lang. Ontroerende verhalen van moeders over moederen. Vanavond in IKON-serie Werelden.
I think it really hits me the most when I drop off at school. And sometimes she cries. And all she says, I want my mommy. I want my mommy. I'm like, wow. Somebody really wants me. Somebody needs me. Right. You know, I'm shocked a lot. I'm really a mother.
One bright and guiding light that taught me wrong from right. I found in my mother's eyes.
I wanted to be Donna Reed. I mean, I bought that hook, line, and sinker, you know. It was my life plan. I was going to have 12 children, live on a farm, write poetry, be somebody's wife, and certainly be 12 little ones' mom.
I remember when I was 16, one night talking to my mother, and my mother said, you know, Alicia, nothing you can do in life compares to having kids. Everything else is interesting, it's fun, you know, what you're going to do for your career or whatever, but you haven't lived until you've had a kid. And I guess I really took that to heart.
Motherhood is a job, and after 25 years, you don't even get to watch.
God's gift sent from above, a real unselfish love.
If they did something I didn't like, I'd say, don't do it 3 times. I gave them 3 chances. The 4th time, I killed them. I didn't want to say it 4 times.
Did they ever say?
Yeah.
What did they say?
I hate you. And I'd say to them, tough titty. Wang.
These children went to daycare center, and they were all getting potty trained. I didn't know about penises until I was just about grown up. And they all potty trained each other. And just, so what? Is that embarrassing?
Oh, no. No, not at all.
I found in my mother's eyes.
I think it is a fallacy to say that your life is empty if you don't have a child. I mean, that is extreme. But definitely having a child adds a new dimension to your life. It gives you a new perspective on life. It brings with it pain and pleasure. Nothing in life is simple pain or simple pleasure. It's a combination. It is no easy thing. There are moments when it is quite difficult, but there are moments of pure joy.
I got a big acne on my forehead. Anybody?
Oh yeah, I still have one right there.
No, I'm talking like it looked like I took a brush and went.
No, I have different.
Are you sleeping on your side or on your back?
I always slept on my side anyway, so
left side.
That wasn't as traumatic. Although now it's just with the pillows and that.
Did they tell you left side?
Yeah, definitely. It's
but
worse.
then my left arm falls asleep all the time.
My shoulder, from like sitting here crunching up with the pillow.
There's definitely a reason women do this. There's just no question about it. There isn't. It's just not for you. It's just, all men out there, it's not for you. It's really for us.
If guys were doing this, we would have 3-hour epics called Saving Private Mommy.
Yeah.
Instead of,
no,
you know,
we would have had to shoot the first man that got pregnant, okay?
I know,
they could have never done
pitiful.
this. They could have never done it.
Most men can't stand pain now. A hangnail, my husband be hollering. Oh, that hurt, that hurt. Must let childbirth. Lord knew what he was doing when he made women strong. I tell my husband and men all the time the women are the strongest sex. If y'all had to go through labor, whoo, just one labor, and wouldn't nobody else have no more babies.
It was the absolute most painful, traumatic, frightening, bloody experience. I just can't, you can't see enough films about it You can't listen to enough people. No one can prepare you for the feeling like you are getting, you know, cracked in half. I mean, you feel like you're just getting torn apart. And, you know, I just kind of went nuts in labor. I really did. I lost it.
You get this sort of illusion somehow that it's all going to be lovely and fun, and that you're prepared because you know how to breathe. Well, I mean, who are we kidding? You get in there, and it's like a Civil War field hospital in Antietam or something. I mean, there were screaming women everywhere.
Dr. Kip said, Helen, push. I said, no, I won't push. And he said, you're going to push. I said,
Would you like the vacuum attachment? I mean, honestly, it's like, yes, I would like the vacuum attachment, please. It's like, yeah, because I can pull while you're pushing. It's like, I don't care if you bring in a shop vac.
Didn't have
Just
any.
get this thing out of me. Get that damn baby out of me. Get her out of me. I don't care. Just get her out.
I would say ecstasy is the word. It was just what should be.
It was completely natural. I mean, I didn't even smoke a joint.
It is an out-of-body experience. I think for most, it is an extraordinary high.
Once you see your baby's head coming through the birth canal, it's like, oh my God, you completely forget about pain, because it's like I'm really bringing forth life.
He just shot out of me like, pooh, and she caught him like a football at the foot of the bed.
Somehow the moment that my husband carried my daughter out of the orphanage, you know, my husband calls it the Mandela Freedom Walk. You know, it was like a point of no return. You knew that this was it, and this little child was yours.
I thought that when they brought me my baby, that I would feel this great wave of motherhood sweep over me, and that I would never again be the same. They brought in this baby, and I looked at him, and I felt nothing. And I thought, they could bring you any baby and tell you this is your baby. You begin to feel the great, overwhelming love when the child reacts to you.
He was a boy, and I will never forget my husband screaming. Just, it's a boy.
You have a beautiful daughter. And that was all I wanted to hear. I had a daughter.
I looked at every little finger. I looked at every little toe. I examined every part of the body.
Tiny, she was just like a little porcelain doll. And thrilled, you know, to think you could do this. It was, as I said, it's a miracle, that's all.
Here we are at Disneyland on Nielsen, my second day, and Wilson, it's just August 28th. Wilson got to come today. Thank you, Wilson. His favorite ride is It's a Small World. However, he loves Pirates of the Caribbean and, of course, the big choo-choo train. We're going to go to the baby center.
When I was pregnant with my firstborn son, Harvard bound for sure, you know, all your firstborns are going to go to Harvard. One of the things that I did not fear was retardation. Long story short, at 8 months, my Harvard-bound son was not rolling over. At 1 year, he was not sitting up, and the writing was on the wall.
We are celebrating the one-year birthday of Neil Wilson Schutte, Jr., a very exciting moment here. How are you doing today, Mr. Wilson?
No one is rocking their newborn praying that they'll get into the best special ed school in the city. It is very much the death of a vision. It's like you've been planning a long-awaited trip to Italy. You board the plane, and you have a flight, and your plane lands, and the stewardess says, "Welcome to Holland." And you go, "Whoa, hold it just a minute. I wasn't going to Holland. I'm going to Italy. You see, I bought all the guidebooks. My friends are there. I'm going there." And the stewardess says, "But you're in Holland, and in Holland, you will stay."
Let's hear you do some singing, Wilson. Sing your song. A. A. B. C.
So you can spend your life wishing you were in Italy, or you can learn to enjoy Holland. And for the first 5 years of my son's life, I wished so desperately that I were in Italy. I didn't see Holland, didn't see the tulips, didn't see anything. That painful, grieving experience, the loss of a child you thought you were owed. And so I went through that, and on the other side of that is fun and humor.
Can you call Hobby, see if Rick and David fly over?
You want to call Hobby Airport? Those are his police officers.
I'm going to call Rick and David.
That's Rick and David. Those are the police officers that fly over his home. And what do they do when they fly over?
Tip the wings. Can I call Rick?
They tip the rings and circle around. Well, Wilson, we only have pretend numbers for Rick. Who else do you like to call?
Santa.
Santa, but can you tell?
Can we call Santa? You got his phone number?
Wilson believes that he's Santa, so it's basically Christmas year-round over here. We have Christmas videos because, you know, Santa lives here. I mean,
Hi, Santa! Hi, Santa!
Hey!
Here, Santa, who am I?
Rudolph!
Being the mom of a retarded kid puts things into perspective. I have been in situations where my son knocked, when he gets out of the car, he opens the door full-fledged. So if I park and it gets another person's car, I am, believe me, so desperately sorry. And I had a man come up to me and say, look what you did to my car. And I looked at it and kid you not, it was a dent that was minuscule. And I looked at him and I said, you know what you need? And he thought I was going to tell him a kind of paint. I said, you need a retarded kid. Because if you've got that, guess what? You won't notice the dent.
My feet hit the floor. What day of the week is it? Do I wake up and have a blissful day where I don't have to be anywhere at any time? Do I choose to go somewhere on those days where I don't have a schedule? Do I choose to leave it empty? This child wants to have a social engagement. Have they arranged it? Have I arranged it? Will it be arranged if it hasn't been arranged? When I get in the van and we're going somewhere and we're carpooling, is there gas in the car?
Tyler, Turner, Taylor, Tanner. All right, come on, let's go down here. First bell, let's go. My children think they live in a dictatorship. They're not allowed to watch TV. They are not allowed to have anything on the radio but classical music. It's a very short little leash, just like this. They know it. They accept it. Oh, but Mom, my friends. I said, good luck to your friends. You're not doing it. So it's a very, very disciplined but fun household. Back straight. Let's go. Back straight. Thank you.
For the world so sweet. Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything.
Very good. Here you go. Napkins in the laps, please. Tuck yourself straight, please. Sweetheart, would you please eat properly? Sit in your chair. Put your napkin in your lap. Organization is probably the single most important thing to having a lot of children. I have a couple techniques that I first of all of my children have a color. So if you're the child that is assigned the red color, your towel is red, your lunchbox is red, your backpack is red, your toothbrush is red. So that when we come upon all this multiple stuff, we immediately know, okay, if it's yellow, it must be Turner's.
No, she wants to be purple, and I want to be pink.
No, can't change your colors. Have the colors the rest of your life. But it's a good color. I'm amazed at the moms that just sort of let their child experiment with all types of styles. And I look at that child and I see the chaos that that child is experiencing. And to be honest with you, I really don't want my children around those children. I don't need that kind of experimentation to trickle over to my children. I keep them, shall we say, directed. There's a turtleneck down by the boots. Please put it on. Go change your shirt as I asked you, please. Go on. Tommy, he can't go to the game unless he's made his bed. Tyler, did you feed the dog? Tyler, did you feed the dog? Is that a yes? Taylor Rhodes, yes. You are not excused, please. Come on, let's go. Tugboat out of the kitchen. Tugboat out of the kitchen. Please go get my laundry, okay? And bring it down in the, all right, into the laundry. Turner, you're going to sweep the kitchen and empty the dishwasher when it's done. I run a very old-fashioned household
But again, you must have structure and organization in order for the child to feel that discipline for what I think gives them the security to feel good about themselves. Number 1.
Yeah.
2. Here. 3. 4.
Here.
5.
Here.
6.
Yeah.
We did forget you one time, Tyler, you know that? Remember when we were down at your grandmother's house?
Yeah. You have to get some letters.
And I think we went about 2 or 3 miles, and then we realized that we were missing a child. Or the child was trying to get away from us. Oh, you're so big. One time somebody asked me, had I read the new book on the New York Times bestseller list? I said, book? Read a book? Are you out of your mind? I haven't read a book in 15 years. When are we gonna read a book? Come on, Tyler, shoot! I've always had this theory about numbers of children. 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 17, 4 is 17, etc. Because once you go past 2, it's chaos. Tom, where's number 2? All right, we're missing 2 then. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry. Hi, how are you? Not always I lose 2 at once. Turner? Turner? There must be a video game room somewhere. Turner? Turner? You know, if knowing her, she would rent skates and go skating. Turner? Turner? This is so strange.
I think part of being a mom is wanting to make sure that everything for your child is perfect.
All right, now you stay around here, okay?
There is no way you can control everything.
Please?
But as a mom, I can't stop myself from trying that.
I couldn't see you where you were. I was looking all over the place for you. I was getting worried.
It's impossible to control kids, and that can be so frustrating. It's like, I know your life would be so much easier if you do it my way. But she doesn't care. She's gonna do it her way. And if I could just remember that all the time, we'd probably avoid a lot of battles. But unfortunately, you know, sitting here, I can think, oh yeah, I shouldn't control her. But it's hard. It's fly by the seat of your pants all the time.
This is the toughest job I've ever had to do and will ever do. And that one day, I hope, when I'm at the home, that I look back and say, I hung in, you know, I did hang in there. I did what I thought was right. You know, I taught her everything I knew in the right way, and now she has to take that and do whatever she can with it.
I think what they value is the honesty, you know? As I said, when we dress it up as though we are these really, you know, we are the authority, we're the experts, we have all the information, all the right answers, we deceive them. And either we deceive them with our words, or in time they learn we deceive them in our actions. When we fall short in their eyes, because they've been led to believe we can handle all things. And I've fallen short, but I'm human. And I think I've taught them to love me that way.
I was 21 when I had Stephen, and he and I were together for almost the first 2 years of his life. I was real fanatical about changing his diaper as soon as he went to the bathroom, you know. And I used all glass bottles because I didn't want plastic. And I would sterilize his bottles in the water. So I was really, you know, I mean, I feel like that I was definitely into taking care of Stephen and being a mom. Yeah.
Hi, Stephen. Hey, it's Mama. Just called to see if you're there. I'll see you in a few minutes. I love you. Bye-bye.
And then all of that changed. I began drinking and using drugs quite a bit. And that changed everything. his dad got custody of him. He lives with his dad, you know. And having known back then what I know today, I wouldn't have made that decision. Things would be really different, you know. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have given custody of my child at all. Not in a second. Hold on. Okay. Stephen's with me every first, third, and fifth weekend of the month. And I pick him up on Friday at 6 and then take him back to his dad's on Sunday at 6.
Sophie, what are you doing up there, you silly cat? Look at him.
And
The legs are probably really warm. Hey.
I try to cram in a whole week into 3 days because I have such short, limited time with him. Okay, let me just show you once. And you can just cut them, like make slices. Is it hot? Yeah. Hold it. Okay, say cheese. No, I don't want a bat hanging in the middle of the room, please.
Like that?
No, Stephen, I don't like that. It's a World Cup.
Mom, none of that World
Italy versus United States. Tied 1-1. 2 minutes left in the game. I feel like I'm missing out on the little things. I've only taken him to school once. I took him to school one morning, and it was so neat. It was the coolest thing to take him and watch him, run off with his little backpack, and because that's not something I've experienced. I've done it once, and he's been in school. He's in 7th grade. So, and packing his lunch, I've never done that for him. Stephen! Stephen! What? Say hi.
Hi.
Tell me your name and how old you are.
Stephen Daniel Kincaid.
And?
And 12 years old.
And when were you born?
I was born February 27th, 1986.
Great. The happiest day of my life. Even though I haven't been drinking for a long time, there's times that I feel like Stephen still wants to take care of me or wants to protect me. And so I have to tell him, that that's not his responsibility, that he's a 12-year-old little boy and I'm a grown woman and that I'll be okay and I can take care of myself. And, and that is not his responsibility to take care of me. I'm with him and we connect and we bond. And then I go and I drive him, take him back to his dad's, and then he's not there anymore. It's weird. It's like sometimes I look over and that's where he was. And then now he's not there anymore. It's been difficult at times. Like right now, the job I have is an office and, there's a lot of women and they all talk about their kids, and I want so badly to share with them. I want to participate and say, I have a 12-year-old son. But then I know that there's always the, what comes after that.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, all right.
You getting cool out there?
A little bit. See you.
Hey.
I'll call you. Bye-bye.
What do I like most, what do I like least about being a mother amount to the same thing. It forces you to confront what is best and worst in your own nature. You have to be generous beyond your ability to imagine generosity. You find yourself cranky and cruel beyond your lowest expectations of your own behavior. It's when you're raising children, you have to force yourself to grow up. I guess that's what it boils down to.
My daughter, Nan, we were coming home from school, and I said, be outside of school. We're going to the dentist. Okay. I drove up. She wasn't there. In those days, they had ice cream parlors near the schools, and I went through the school to look for her. She said, oh, Mother, I forgot. I'm so sorry. I said, come on, we're late for the dentist. So we went. A week went by, and she said, Mother, there's a dance. Make me a dress. I said, sure, let's go shopping. We went shopping, bought the material, made her dress. The night of the dance, I left. She was upstairs changing to go. I left the house. I drove down the street, and I sat in the car, and I cried. My husband come back, and he said, what you sitting out here for? I said, I'm punishing Nan. I said, now, don't you take her to the dance. It's a punishment. So I went back home, and it was too late for her to go to the dance, and she was crying. And I said, remember 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, I asked you to be out at school, and we weren't be late for the dentist? You forgot? Oops, I forgot. When you can remember to do for Mother, Mother will remember to do for you. I never had to tell her again. She was always ahead of time.
You always hurt the one you love, the one you shouldn't hurt at all.
When they were babies, I told them, this is Mommy's. If you break this, I'm going to break your toy. And they never broke anything. That was it.
I gave them many a tap in the backside. Not hard, never left marks of any kind, but they had to learn to behave.
They told me the worst punishment that I could give them was when I said, go and sit in the bathroom in the dark and think about what you did. Because now they say, do you realize there's nothing you can do in the bathroom in the dark? And I said, of course.
Instead of whipping them or whatever, I would just get them and go stand them in the corner, and they would just stand there and hug one another. And just, you know, just learn to get along with one another.
My children were never slapped in the face. They probably wish they were slapped in the face rather than for me to talk to them, okay? They just would say, Mom, please just spank me, ground me, send me to my room. Just don't talk to me. Do I have to listen? And I said, yes, and when your father comes home, we're going to have another talk.
Everything is discussion. They talk to the child. They're 6 years old. What's there to discuss? You've got a doctor or a lawyer that is a father sitting and talking to these two. And they're getting away with a lot.
They call that quality time.
Well, I had different kind of quality time.
Yeah. She does threaten to close pin her lips shut. She goes, be quiet or I'll close pin your lips shut.
So that's an interesting fact about Mom.
But have I ever close-pinned your lips shut?
No.
Thank you.
I used to say, I'll drop kick you, or like, if you keep it over me, I'll rip your lungs out. That was my favorite saying. That I was going to rip their lungs out whenever they did anything wrong.
It's because I love you most of all.
I never liked to hit them. I didn't hit them. I once took a baseball bat. I don't want to think about it. And I broke it over my Stevens legs. A heavy bat. Why am I telling you all these things? It's craziness. Oh, God.
You would never do that again.
Oh, I'd never do that. I was hysterical after I did it. I begged him, please forgive me. And what did I say? It's too bad it wasn't your head. I wanted to hit him in the head. I grabbed his, my poor baby. But I'll tell you, he still loves me. You know.
In spite of all that.
Yeah.
Why does he love you?
Because I'm his mother.
How about your backgrounds, the way you were raised? How does that affect the way in which you're raising your daughters?
Are you talking about our relations with our mothers?
My mother was very critical. I love her dearly, but she was quite critical of me. And I think in some ways that was good, and in other ways it inhibited me to a certain extent. And I think that's why this whole discipline thing is very important, that you discipline in a certain, it's how you discipline a child. And their egos are fragile. And one must, for the first 5 years, give them a lot of support and a lot of praise.
You know, it's so strange. Let me interrupt just a minute, because this is a point that we really haven't brought up between ourselves. And it's interesting because the way my mother criticized me has always been one of the things that I felt has stayed with me and that I've resented. And for me to have repeated it is rather tragic, because I certainly didn't realize I was doing it. But it does follow exactly what we were saying. That as much as you don't want to be like your parent, somehow it sneaks in there.
Yeah. You're hoping that you do the right thing for this particular child, because they are all individual. They're all different. One child you can say, "Oh, get out of here with your big head," and you say it in a playful, loving way. No problem. The next child, go through life. I've got a big head. I can't get a job. I got a big, you know. So, what do you do?
But why don't you remember all the praise you were given? That's what I don't understand. Why don't you?
There was a lot of praise.
Yeah. Constance, she was an adorable child.
Adorable.
And
absolutely
very talented
marvelous.
and beautiful. And there was never, you know, I can't believe that you don't remember encouragement or praise, that you just remember
And
the
all the
criticism.
clever things she did, or what she did, or what she painted, or she makes wonderful, like Joseph Cornell collage now, you
It's
see.
a big effort now to make up for all that.
No, but she always did. She did wonderful things. I think all children, at one point, learn how to say, "I hate you, Mommy. I want another, Mommy. I don't like you, Mommy." Something happens. You tell them that they can't have something, and sometimes they do this. I was terribly hurt. I couldn't believe it. And children also, there's no use thinking that you're going to get lots of sympathy from your child if you say, "What would you do if I died?" I remember saying that to my son when he was 6, and he said, "I'd put your favorite hat on a stick and put it over your grave." So I never asked that sort of dumb question again.
They did have a book that they managed to keep with them since they started to read called My Mom is Ruining My Life. And I'm always finding it places. It's always on the floor by the toilet or next to the couch or on the kitchen counter. And I keep thinking I've thrown away this book. Mom, You're Ruining My Life keeps popping up wherever we go, you know.
They're constantly pushing us away, and yet they need us. And to be able to find, like, you know, I remember all the way through high school, I don't think I got a hug from my son. We were in such turmoil. And when he graduated from high school, we had a mother-son banquet. And the administrator made the kids stand up and their mother stand up, and the kid had to give their mother a big hug. It was like the first, I think, I got, or the only one in high school. And I didn't care if it was enforced. I didn't care whose idea it was. It was nice.
Now can I listen to the radio?
Yeah, but I want to hear CBS.
No.
Who is
Fighters.
Who?
Foo Fighters.
Food fighters?
Foo. Foo.
What is foo?
Foo.
What is
F-O-O.
foo? What is foo?
I don't know what foo is.
Well, how can you be a foo fighter? Does it mean
If you play guitar and sing the song, you're a Foo Fighter.
Is it a Chinese group?
No, I think there's one Asian guy in there, but I don't
George is very hard-headed. She's very, very strong. I liked that. I wanted her to be that way. I didn't want her to be a wimp. She's not. She's very strong-minded, and she loves to debate, and she's good at it. She's got a very sharp tongue. But she doesn't know how to temper it yet. She doesn't know when to pick the battles yet. So everything's a battle. Every day's a battle.
You don't want a bubble jacket? No, I don't want that bubble jacket, but I want to look in the Gap first.
Well, just take a look and see what's here. Just see what's here while we're here.
What I don't want that. I don't like it.
Well, just take a look. Sale, $69.90.
No,
We're fine, thanks.
Oh my God. No, Mom, not a chance.
It's not Gore-Tex.
Not a chance. Like, there's a chance and then there's not one.
Can't you just try it on?
No. No, I can't. No, I can't.
What's wrong with it?
Trust me when I say that I don't want a jacket here. I mean, like, there's no understanding here. Let's be on the same plane.
They look exact like, oh, how about those jackets? Look. They're expensive. It's difficult. It's frustrating. Because you can control a little one's life a little bit. And now to see her having to go through herself a lot of the things that we have to go through to grow up, and the world comes and gets them and does things to them, and you can't do and you shouldn't do anything about it. And to watch it and just let it happen, as it should, but it's hard.
And here's what I'm thinking. I would seriously like the tongue ring. Like, wait, whoa. Let's discuss this for a minute.
No tongue ring.
No. If you think about it, it's really okay.
No, it's not.
No, listen,
It's
because you can take it
disgusting.
out. It's not disgusting. You can't generally see it. I can take it out for important occasions.
What's the point of it?
Because I'd like one.
You have to back off. I have to back off. She tells me things, and I just have to let them take their course, rather than stepping in.
But see, you know what the problem with the old sunglasses was? I took them to Belize, and they kind of got crushed.
Well, that's why I don't spend a lot of money on them, because that's
Don't you want to know what happened to them?
No.
You don't want to hear my story?
No.
I experienced my life?
No.
Why not?
You just don't pay a lot
Daddy
of
wants
money
to
for
experience my
gloves.
life.
Gloves, umbrellas.
I don't like umbrellas.
You're used to them wanting you and needing you, and you realize they don't need you so, and that you don't have to, they don't have to tag along behind you, and it hurts. So it's a big adjustment. I'm not sure of how I handled it, but somehow I got through it. But you know, that's not my baby. They don't need me anymore, and it's very difficult.
I want her to enjoy her sexuality. I want her to enjoy becoming a woman. Enjoy your life, man. Enjoy who you are and what God gave you. Have a great time. If Leah is having a good time, I'm happy.
I told them all about sex, and I told them about birth control and sex and birth control and sex, and all three of them got pregnant before they got married. So I think, don't tell them anything, you may be better off. Because apparently none of mine listened to me.
One day, I opened the door, and there is my son copulating with a girl, and he says, "Hi, Mom. Just a minute, I'm busy."
No.
Yes.
All I used to say to my boys, listen, when you go out, don't forget a raincoat. They knew what I meant.
God, I hope I didn't sound so loose. I was like, enjoy your life, Leah. Next thing you know, Leah's gonna be 14. She's gonna be like, Mom, got a surprise for you. I'm gonna kill her.
My daughter graduated college, and she came home the following week, and she said, I rented an apartment, and I'm moving out. So I said, gee, is it big enough for you to take everything that's in your room? Everything? She looked at me. I said, and if you run short of money, and you can't pay the rent at the end of the month, that's going to be your problem, not ours. And if you want to come home to have dinner, you have to call and make an appointment that you're coming. You can't just drop in. If you're moving away and you're on your own, then you're going to be on your own.
I cried when my sons moved out. Now, they were grown men, but they was with me all their lives. So for them to get married and move out, I mean, that really, really hurt me. And even now, I mean, I miss my boys. I miss them terribly. You know, it's just something that you always...
ready for them to leave home. I thought they should have stayed there with me forever. I thought that they should have just married and brought their spouses in there to live with me. They should never go anywhere. They should be there so I could still witness their life.
What sometimes overcomes me is the silence. So when I walk in the house, I turn on the television. I may even turn on the radio because I need to have the energy of other loving things and voices around me. Yeah. The emptiness blues is not knowing on a daily basis by looking them over whether or not they're okay.
My baby boy said he wasn't moving out. He said he gonna get married, him and his wife gonna move in with me because he liked the way I cook.
Would you be happy if
No, Lord. I done told him I'm waiting for him to move out so I told my oldest one, he got next year be out of school. I said I can boot him on out. I'm just waiting to boot him out. And I said after that I'm not cooking nothing. I'm going out to eat every day.
When he went away, he wanted to go to Los Angeles, and everybody said, oh, that's so far away, are you going to let him go? And I said, oh, yeah. I mean, I was really happy. I hate to say it.
when you get there.
Yeah, right.
I'm a little worried about what I'm going to do when Rachel's gone. It's very scary to me because I want her to go. I want her to have a fun, enjoyable life, but I've built my life around her for a lot of years, and I'm going to have to get better at doing things with myself again.
I have a picture of Howard someplace. Was he very handsome, but he was a very sick boy. I really loved him. Did I love him?
What happened to him?
He died. Cancer. And I begged him, please, Howard, if you want to go to a doctor, I'll take you to a doctor. I wanted to take him to a doctor. He wouldn't listen to me. Mommy, there's nothing wrong with me. And then he says, go to Florida, you'll feel better there. So my husband and I went. I didn't want to go. While we were in Florida, one of the kids called me. I don't know whether it was Stephen or Maida. And I was only there for about a month and a half. It took me that long to get used to the hotel. And before you know it, Harry comes in and he says to me, we have to go home. I says, why, what's wrong? Something happened to Howard? He says, no, he's fine. I says, what do I want to go home for? You know, God forbid, if he was in the hospital, I'd run. And, he was dead already. He was dead. I didn't even say goodbye to him. I didn't even say goodbye to him. Listen, I lost my husband, right? It hurt me. He was a very good man. But when you lose a child, there's nothing like losing a child. It's worst pain, the worst pain.
If I thought about it, I would sit here and cry. But life is too short. They're gone. The good Lord's got them. That's it. I had them, he took them, and I have to be happy with it. I have to accept it. Otherwise, I'd be a idiot. Yeah, a lot of the women downstairs even sit there and talk about their children, their deceased children. I lost my daughter, and when they start that, I'm gone. We all lose children. We all have to carry it in our hearts.
It felt wonderful having your own child, and then to live and see a grandchild. It was beautiful. And then see a great-grandchild. That's the most happiest days of your life, you know? You may be sick, you made it, but when you see those little faces, and Grandma, I don't know, it brings such...
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
relationship with my mom. But then when my mom got sick, every time she had to move from one place to another, the only thing she did is she got that letter and she held it in her hand. And she made sure that letter went with her and that she put it in a very important place when she got to the new place. So even though she never said anything to me in words, I knew that I had gotten through to her and that I had been able to thank her for what she did for me. Hopefully I'll get that from Rachel.
It's a big job being a mother, and if you get it.
Dit en andere IKON-programma's op radio en televisie leest u in de nieuwe IKON-krant. Ontvang voortaan 5 keer per jaar de IKON-krant door eenmalig 5 gulden over te maken op Giro-rekening 606000 ten name van de IKON te Hilversum, onder vermelding van IKON-krant.
Ja, ik kan ook niet fluitend naar huis gaan.